Japan is a heavily populated country visited by almost 30 million people annually, and it's heavy in its system of unwritten rules. They pride themselves in having good manners, which is why it's illegal to spit gum on the street because so many people are on the street. And when you ride on the subway, they try to combine themselves in the subway to allow as many people as possible. And one place where the rules are important is when it comes to dining. When eating in Japan, uh, no matter if you're with your family or with your friends, they have a set of rules. The rules for beginning of the dinner, the drinking portion, eating. There's rules for eating sushi. There's rules for eating with the bowl and with the chopsticks, and even at the end of the meal. At the beginning of the dinner, they have something called Zajiki style seating, which from the Dining Out article from the JapanGuide.com, written on October 3rd, 2018, it's the type of low style table where they have the mat where you have to kneel on or you can cross your legs. When you engage in that, you have to leave your shoes at the entrance, and and they'll provide you hand towels, which many people mistakenly try to clean their face with, but you're not supposed to. They see it as a sign of disrespect. You can only use it on your hands. And that was referenced by the Dining Out article written on Japan Guide on October 3rd, 2018. When it comes to drinking, they usually serve you in a jug, and you're expected to pour the drink for your neighbor. And usually it's meant to be reciprocated. And before anyone drinks, they want you to kind of yell out the Japanese version of cheers, which is known as kanpai. So, kanpai.
Yeah.
And when it comes to chopsticks and bowls, it's not like how in America where you bring your face towards the soup. The bowls are small, so they want you to bring it towards your face. And also, slurping is encouraged, because slurping makes it sound like you're enjoying the meal. And when it comes to serving the chopsticks, they usually provide you chopsticks for the serving bowl, but if they don't, you're just meant to switch your chopsticks around and use the thicker end to kind of grab food from the communal pot. And when serving another, never pass food from chopstick to chopstick, because that's something that's done during Japanese funerals in a certain ritual, and it will bring that up if you do, so it's kind of like bad luck. And I got that information from the Japanese dining article from the Japanese Dining Etiquette, a step-by-step guide to Japanese table manners and chopstick etiquette from TripSavvy.com, written by Greg Rogers on January 20th, 2019. And when eating chopsticks, you're not meant to put eating food with the chopsticks, you're not meant to put the chopsticks in your mouth. You're just passing food to your mouth. It's not like when bringing a spoon where you're delivering it. And it's kind of seen as bad etiquette to kind of put your mouth on chopsticks. And when using chopsticks, pretty much the general rule is never play with the chopsticks, never point at people. Also, do not leave the chopsticks standing on top of the bowl, because that's also something else involved in a funeral when it comes to the cremation. There's like a special ritual where it involves standing chopsticks. And that was from an essential guide to Japanese dining etiquette from the Japan National Touring Organization website, written in 2019. And in the end, if you're uncomfortable using chopsticks, just ask for a fork and knife, because they know you're a tourist and they understand that you've never used it before. Now, when it comes to eating sushi, that has its own set of rules. When it comes to eating sushi rolls, you're meant to actually grab the sushi by hand on the seaweed portion and lightly dip it into the soy sauce. And when it comes to the sushi nigiri, you're meant to grab that with chopsticks and only dip the fish portion in the soy sauce. Now, when it comes to using the soy sauce, you can only have a very small portion of it, because you're not meant to overpower the food. Like every single piece of sushi is meant to have its own flavor, have its own distinct flavor. So it's kind of like when you go to a steakhouse and they don't want you to put A1 sauce on their steak, because it's kind of like disrespectful. It's kind of the same way with sushi. And the ginger portion is never meant to be eaten with the sushi at the same time. It's meant to be eaten after you eat a piece of sushi, because it's a palate cleanser. And And also, just pretty much never mix the wasabi with the soy sauce together, because it's kind of considered like playing with your food and kind of disrespectful. Now, at the end of the meal, if you're dining not in a restaurant with your family, you would help partake in cleaning the table, and it's pretty much just putting everything back together the way you found it. And when you're done, you take your chopsticks and you place them in front of your bowl horizontally. At a restaurant, you actually do not tip. Tipping is more of an American custom. In Japan, they account for the food costs inside with the total bill. So a lot of the servers will actually find it as a sign of disrespect, and sometimes you'll see them chasing you with the money to give you back because they will not accept that tip. And I know the rules of dining in Japan can kind of seem overwhelming, with the whole drinking portion at the beginning of the dinner, the eating with the chopsticks, eating with the sushi at the end of the meal. But experiencing a new culture is always fun, so I know it's not going to stop me from going to Japan one day.